so everybody, I just got a new little package in from Etchall. Etchall is a way of doing some, and yeah, I already opened it, but I haven't really looked into it too much. Etchall is a way of taking glass projects or products and putting an etch into them. And I've never done this. This is the first time I've ever played with it. This is part of the DCC hop. And I think they've even given me like a little practice one because I already have an idea of what I want to do. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to practice this hummingbird on the glass and then go from there. So I actually ran into the Etchall company and I saw some stuff while I was doing my video tours at Creativation, and they gave me this little sample. And so instead of diving into this, I'm going to use the sample to kind of play with this. So basically what we need to do, pre-cut stencil instructions, clean surface of item to be etched. Looks pretty clean, but I will make sure it's nice and clean. Just to show you some of the other things that are in here, it looks like this is already pre-done, or it's already been pre-printed on this kind of plasticky wrap. And then they gave me a whole bunch. And then there's some other papers here, and I think as we go along, we're going to figure out exactly, but we've got 2 sheets, this yellow plastic paper, and then we also have a bunch of these other sheets. And as we go along, I'm sure we'll figure out exactly what we need to do. But some of this is already on here. So we're going to play with that first and this, because I think that was the point. They want us to practice it before we actually do our project. So this is not my project. This is my trial practice run. So this is for this particular project. So it's giving me a little practice thing. Clean surface to be played with. And like I said, we're going to use this little thing right here. So I'm just going to use my shirt real fast. Ta-da! And this is a mirror, but obviously any kind of glass would work. So this one even has the BB Etchall products, and it's just etchall.com, etchall.com. So that's pretty easy. Okay, clean surface. Remove shiny backing paper from pre-cut stencil. Shiny. I'm guessing this is going to be the shiny. Basically, I think it's just more of this stuff that we can put our own cut etch onto. So we're just going to play. Okay, so I'm removing the back. Carefully apply adhesive side of stencil to surface. Whoops. Oh my God. This is why you need to clean your surface, because you don't want to, you're going to be putting something sticky on it. All right. I want my little hummingbird to be in the corner. So that's where I'm going to put it, is in the corner. I'm going to move this so I can get it placed just right. All right, carefully place the piece. Rub stencil down with squeegee. Pretty standard so far. Okay, working out from center to edges. So yeah, see how I'm going from the center and I'm moving out to the edges. Really want to make sure that there's no bubbles in there is my guess. Again, this is my practice run, so I want to make sure that I get this good. Remove top transfer sheet. Make sure it's on there good. I want to be careful I don't completely. Use the detail pick to remove pick or weed pre-cut areas of stencil shown in black to produce a positive etched image. So we were given a little tool here. So it looks like I'm going to, and it's just a pick basically, because I'm going to go through and I'm going to cut out and I'm going to etch out all the pieces that are in black. So I'm just going to go over the black lines. And this is going through it like no problem. I think it's already partly done. See, look how fast that was. So it does kind of already have a little bit of a cut in it. I'm just going to go ahead and keep pulling all these little pieces off and then make sure it's still stuck down really well. Okie dokie, so to make sure that this is actually kind of stuck down, I don't have any little bubbles or anything like that, I'm just going to go back, and that's what she's talking about here. Take the transfer sheet from the very beginning and just go back in and re-bubble it in, just to make sure. And then the other thing is I want to make sure I don't have any bubbles really close to the edges here. Out here, I'm not worried because that's not where I want to have the cream hitting. It's the stuff that's really close in, and I want to make sure I get all my little stickies from anything that was kind of stuck in the back. So I'm just going to use my finger and kind of make sure I get all my little pieces out, kind of clean it. And then I want to make sure I also get all my fingerprints off. And I was kind of watching what Barbie was doing, and she said just go this way and go this way and you're set to go. And almost. I think my hands are a little greasy though. Go ahead and kind of fold these over, but I don't want to get any cream over here, and I'm afraid that as I'm lumping it on, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get something on that. All right, we're going to do some washi tape and see if this works, because I have a bajillion things of washi tape and I would love to be able to use this. Now, one thing that she did comment on, which is what all these other pieces are, this right here, this is what I can cut my own stencils out of. But once I've cut it, I then have to put the contact paper, and she said this is just some plain kitchen contact paper. That's what I put over top, and I basically remake this new little sandwich piece that I've created. And that's how I can transfer that onto another, whatever I want to make. So my patterns. Lots of fun things you can do with that. Okay, so I'm going to take my washi tape and just use that to kind of cover up here. Hopefully this is going to be thick enough. I'm going to try and avoid getting it on there anyway. Now, from what I've read, this takes 15 minutes. So I'm not going to make you sit there for 15 minutes and wait for this to dry. So instead, what we're going to do is I'm going to skip through that after I've put it on. Haha. Amazing of technology of TV. Or video, I should say. Okay, so going back and repeating step 4 was placing this on top, putting it in, place the backing paper on top. Okay, apply Etchall cream. Now, one thing I saw her say is this stuff is reusable, hence the reusable part. So whatever I end up not using, I'm going to dump back in this jar. I didn't realize it was reusable until I did a little bit of research, which I think is very cool, even though it says that. And I like this little guy right here. That's kind of cool. So I think it's to try and get it out of this little guy. So I'm going to go ahead, and one of the other things that she says is that there's a change in color. Sometimes the Etchall cream can be a white. It can go, she says it can go all the way down to like a licorice color. And so I'm going to use this little guy because I want to keep my squeegee clean for now. And I'm going to make sure I put all of this on here. And when I just watched a video for her, because like I said, I've never played with this. This is brand new to me, and I didn't want to mess it up. And even with me watching the video, doing it for the first time, you're still going to kind of make some boo-boos. So I can still see some images, and I really don't want to, and I'm not going to end up keeping this little guy anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, open it up, and apply a little bit more. Whoops, see like the difference in color. She goes, that's going to happen. You're going to have very different colors, but it still all works the same, so don't worry about it. So just because these are 2 different colors, it's not going to make a difference. She goes, you're going to end up putting all this back in the jar anyway, so no big deal. This stuff has been around for a long, long time. She says it's been around for about 80 years, maybe even 85 years. So, and she says it's children safe. The only thing that you have to be careful with kids is, I'm going to put this here, is a little pointer thing. You don't want them to hurt themselves, but the fact that you can use this with kids is fantastic. You don't want to swallow it or anything, but she says it's perfectly fine with kids. I'm just going to kind of put this back in here. I am going to wash my hands. I'll go ahead and close my jar, and at this point, you just got to let it sit and do its thing. Wait for about 30 minutes, no, sorry, 15 minutes is what she said. Leave the cream, and then return it back to the bottle when we're done with the squeegee, and she had a special way of doing it. So I'm going to let this sit, and we'll come back. I've let this go actually a little bit longer because I went and had lunch, but it's probably been going for maybe about 25 minutes, and let's go ahead and start wiping it off. So one of the techniques that I saw Barbie do, Barbie is, I think, the owner of the company. Hence the B is on there because her name is spelled with a B-E-E. Is that you want to take this, and instead of going straight down, she said go at an angle, and that way it just kind of goes straight into your little pot here, and then you just wipe it off. And the stuff is reusable. So she said not a problem. See, there you go. Just goes right in there. Just keep reusing it. Let's see how well I actually stuck this little guy on here. She goes, this stuff will last until it stops etching, and then you know you need to get some more. She's, all right. So I need to make sure I clean that off. Oh, my little eye came off. That's okay. She said the next thing to do is don't start pulling any of this stuff off. Get yourself some water and go ahead and start wiping it off. And so I grabbed some paper towels. And I'm going to go ahead and get this wet and then start wiping. And just clearing off all of the material. And then now I can start pulling this off. Just throw that part away. And then continue to wipe and get it all off. Clean it off. And then I'm just going to take a wash towel. This is easy, and look at that. It's etched on there. Look, you can see my camera. It really is a mirror. And look, there I am. All right, so I'm trying to get this so you can't see there. That's a good reflection right there. The joy of using a mirror on camera. So you can really see that it's etched on there, and I did a pretty good job. There, you can see pretty good there. I did a pretty good job of making sure that I had all my lines stuck down there so you can really see the detail of what that is. But that's pretty darn cool. Hi. Playing with the mirror, having fun. All right, so thanks so much. This is really cool. I'm going to be playing with doing these Etchall and going through and making another project with them. And make sure you come back and check that out. To buy Etchall, take a look at the more section, and that way you can see some links of where you can purchase it. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Please subscribe. Bye-bye.